Oh my God. So the Great British Pound is really sinking pretty fast. So this morning at 1 o'clock in the morning, so this is a daily chart of US dollar to Great British Pounds. On the daily chart this morning at 1 o'clock in the morning, you could get 1.04 US dollars for £1. All right, so that's a massive fall from grace. It's rallied a little bit, well, quite a bit to 107 now. But if you look at the monthly chart, 107 now, it's gone from 117 to 107. So that's like nearly a 10% fall in a month. Okay, so if you've got your money in Great British Pounds, you've just lost 10% of your money in theory. Okay, so a lot of people won't be bothered with that because, oh, well, I've got Great British Pounds, I spend it in Great British Pounds. Okay, it doesn't really matter. But you could have made a killing really in the past month just by buying dollars a month ago and then converting it back to Great British Pounds. Okay, if we have a look at that kind of theory, also, so let's say you got your Great British Pounds, put it on Binance and bought BUSD, the stable coin, and then got that BUSD and got 8% interest on it in a month. So let's do simple maths. Let's just sort of divide 8% by 12. It's just a bit below 1%. So let's call it 1% on your money, okay? So effectively, if you convert your Great British Pounds to dollars and get approximately 1% interest on in a month, and then convert it back to, say, Great British Pounds. So you take it out and convert it back into Great British Pounds. How much money could you actually make just from doing that? So effectively having no risk. You're moving US dollars, Great British Pounds to US dollars to buy BUSD, move it back to Great British Pounds, and then move it back into your bank account. Let's say, for argument's sake, okay, so if you're in the UK and you have spare GBP in your bank account, which is sat there getting whatever, 1% interest, this is a great way to make some money. So let's have a look at that for argument's sake. Let's just do it this way, okay? Let's have a look at if a month ago, okay, we would do that. So a month ago, our £1,000 would be worth $1,170. Okay, so let's just mark that down. So 1 month ago, if you took £1,000, you could get 1,170 US dollars. All right. So if you did that a month ago, now let's say you then put that into crypto saving. Okay. So the figures don't add up slightly because you can only put a maximum of $1,000. Okay, it's on a tiered rate. If you have a look there, so you'd only get that 8% on the first $1,000. But just for simple maths, let's just say you get 8% roughly. So in the month you get about 1%. Again, we're simplifying the maths. So on that $1,170, let's say we get 1% interest on it. Okay, roughly speaking, I know it's a bit less, but let's just do that. So we'd get $11 back. Okay. So that 1,170 now becomes $11.7. Let's just bring it down, make the maths easy. Let's just call it $10, okay? Because I know we cooked it a little bit. So we got $1,180, okay, in a month's time. Yeah. So we bought our dollars here, and now we're going to sell them here, okay, back to Great British Pounds. So if we've got let's see, we got 1,180. Okay, so that means we would get £1,102 back. Okay, just for doing nothing with it. Okay, so Binance will charge you £1, so let's call it £1,101. So if a month ago you had the foresight to think, well, the Great British Pound is dog shit. Okay, if you took £1,000, bought dollars with it a month ago, okay, and then invested it on BUSD, and then traded it into Great British Pounds, and then removed it back into your bank account, you'd have gone from £1,000 to £1,100 in 1 month. So in other words, just from trading currencies, just moving the currencies around, you would have made 10%. Okay, 10% on your money in 1 month. Okay, and where do you think the Great British Pound is going to go in the next month? That's the question. So if you think it's going to go down if you think it's going to go down to under $1, okay, so parity. If you think the Great British Pound is going to go to say $0.95, then if you move £1,000 off into Binance and then move it back in another month, you'll probably gain another £100 on your money. Okay, and if you had £10,000, okay, you're pretty much gaining 10% because the interest on the accruing is only going to be like 1%. Okay, your big gains is actually the currency movement. So that's something, that's food for thought. If you think the United States is just going to keep gathering strength over the Great British Pound, then you've got a great way of making some money by moving your Great British Pounds and moving it into USD. Okay, so you don't have to do any sort of trading on the exchanges. You can just actually physically move your money from Great British Pounds to US dollars. Now, just going back a bit, if you put it onto the max, okay, I remember in 2006 or so, I used to sell business plans, okay, digital business plans, and we used to sell quite a lot of them actually. We used to sell them for like $50 each. They weren't very complex, they were quite simple documents, and there's quite a lot to them, so they're worth the money, okay, but we used to sell them for $50 in like 2006. So in 2006, 2007 kind of thing, look at the price of the US dollar. $2 to £1. So what we had to do is, because we used to sell them in British pounds and US dollars, we had to make the price the same. So to make the price the same, we used to sell the business plans in the UK for like £25. So in order to get our £25 equivalent to, we had to sell in US dollars for $49. Okay, we had to sell them for $50 effectively, to basically get our returns the same. So if we were selling now, we would have to we could put our US dollar prices down to like $27, $29 kind of thing to get our money the same as UK pounds. Just so much difference. I mean, that's why I can't believe the price of USD to GBP now. It's just incredible the amount it's moved down. It just goes to show how much the Great British Pound is now such a crappy currency on the world exchange. By the way, if you did want to get some a business plan, or think about starting your own business, then I do have a website called free-business-plans.com. So just a little plug here, and we've got like loads of businesses. So for instance, there's all sorts of deals: cafe bar business plan, camping business plan, cake decorating business plan. There are literally hundreds of business plans. So that's just the C's. There's a massive list there. Okay, and I've got alphabet there. So you just click on H. Okay, hair and beauty salon, halal butcher business plan. Okay, there's literally every single business you thought about, and another 5,000 that you haven't thought about. Okay, well, actually probably not 5,000, that's a bit of a lie, but there's a lot of business plans on there. Okay, so you'd click on that hair laser removal business plan, and then it would just basically go through. So hair laser removal executive summary, and then it'd be stuff like how to write your executive summary, okay, mission statements, writing a mission statement, company summary, okay, company ownership, and all of that stuff. So that's what I used to do years ago, provide business plans. But now I'm providing them for nothing, so it's not going to cost you a bean. Okay, so if you wanted an idea to set up your own business, then have a look at that. Their website's a little bit old, but the content's pretty decent. Okay, so there you go, guys. US dollar is much stronger currency than the Great British Pound, and God knows where this is going to go in the next 6 months. But it doesn't look good for the Great British Pound. That's all I'll say. I think we're going to have to stop calling it the Great British Pound. Maybe call it the Clown British Pound or something like that when it dips below a dollar.